So hello everyone, this is Alan. I'm the social media editor for physical education and sport pedagogy. Today I'm here with Miguel Crespo from the International Tennis Federation, and we're going to talk about his recently published article titled Thank you for coming on. Could you briefly introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, welcome. How are you? Yes, thank you. My name is Miguel Crespo. I am from Spain, and I am the head of participation and education at the International Tennis Federation.
Yeah, so it's great to have you here. So we are doing this short video to help share the great work and highlight the people behind your research. And I just got a few questions for you, nothing too formal, so please feel free to answer in your own way. Ready? Okay, so let's start with the basic of the article.
Yes, well, first of all, I would like to say that this was a paper written with another three colleagues, Professor Christine Nash, Professor Jürgen Beckmann, and also Professor Rafael Martinez Gallego. We all worked together in this paper. And the idea of this research was to actually explore the discrepancy between, in many cases, what the coaches say they do and what they actually do in training, but also in competition. So this is what we wanted to know. Sometimes these differences between what they think they actually are doing and what they actually do, which is something that happens in all sports.
So could you share a little bit the research results, or was the most surprised part?
Well, we use a mixed method approach with 15 elite coaches. And what we found out is that because we really observed the behaviors during training and competition, there were some findings. One of them is that the coaches they were very focused on an athlete-centered coaching. And they were emphasizing very important aspects such as empowerment, or facilitator, and also reflective practice. So that was very interesting to us. But one thing which was quite interesting also is that our observations showed that there was a shift in behavior. And during competitions, the coaches were more, showing some behaviors of control, and they were more outcome focused, And the other thing is that the coaches were not aware of those shifts, which was also quite interesting, because they thought that their behaviors during competition actually were the same as their behaviors during training. What actually we found out is that there is some sort of a cognitive dissonance, something related to the difference between what they believe they do and what they actually do. And why this happens? Mostly because there are some pressures from the organization or from the context in which they operate, but also pressures from some emotional responses from athletes and from themselves. So that is pretty much in a nutshell what we found out.
That's interesting. I was thinking there are 15 participants in your study, right? They're from different sports. I was thinking, did you find any difference between, amongst different sports?
Well, there were some difference. They were not significant difference. But really, for us, the most important thing is that this is the typical paper that challenges some ideas we have about elite coaches in terms of sometimes you think that they would behave in the same way in training and competition, but that is not the case. And also, one thing that is very important and really is something that we've seen in our coach education practice, which is the crucial importance of reflective practice. So the importance of coaches to be self-aware, mostly to be consistent, to be consistent in their practice, which is very, very important. And obviously the findings here for us are relevant because it can be very easily applicable to our education of coaches, but also our daily practice. So that is very, very relevant.
So who is your target audience? Because you mentioned like reflective practice, reflect coaching. So who is your target audience?
Well, there are different audiences. Obviously, The most obvious one are the elite and high performance coaches, for sure. That is something for them to reflect on their own practice and also for them to identify these gaps between what they think and what they do. That is important. Another important group is the coach developers, the coach educators, the ones who deal with coach education, with the development of coaches, because the findings is in our study, well, we hope that they will help them to design programs that are more effective, but also programs that maybe incorporate aspects like emotional awareness and some tools that will help coaches to engage in self-reflection. But also our study is also directed to sport organizations, to policymakers, for them to understand the relevance of these pressures that sometimes the competitions or even the organizations they put on the coaches, and also the fact that it's important that the organizations with their structures, their frameworks, they support environments that really are conducive to healthy long-term athlete development. And obviously to researchers, to our colleagues, to academics, because this study opens some good future research lines that can be applied to other coaches, other sports. That would be very interesting.
I know you are from ITF, so I'm interested in how did your own background shape your approach to this study?
Well, I think one's background is very relevant because it helps to, first of all, to approach the study in a given way, and also it helps to think, so how I'm gonna apply the results of this study to what I'm doing every day, and how I am going to encourage my organization to support coaches and coach developers and coach educators in maintaining, some sort of pedagogical integrity, some sort of sound values that the coaches bring to the sport ecosystem. And this is something that we at the ITF, we really try to do. And I am sure the colleagues that we cooperated in the study, we felt the same. So how can these results be applicable to different organizations and in different scenarios?
Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, I think the last thing is that I think we enjoyed a lot working on this project. I think the team of the colleagues that we work, it was very good, and also working also with the sports that are not tennis. For some of us, Professor Martinez and myself, we work a lot in tennis, but working in other sports also help us to broaden a little bit our mentality. So it was a very very enriching experience, and it was, at the end of the day, it was good fun doing the study, and obviously we hope that it will help other colleagues, other researchers, and really it will have a direct application in the sports ground, which is really what we want.
Yeah, excellent. I think that's all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.